that support system is just so fundamental because, especially in abuse situations, you are so lacking in your own capabilities. Or you're feeling like you have capabilities to change your situation, that you need that external support system in some shape or form to help get you in the process of the many, many things that have to happen for you to get out of that.
And I would say, and I'll say this too, that the same things that we're talking about for the abused can go for the abuser. The abuser is oftentimes not a sociopathic person or a psychopath who is just like sadistically preying on the pain of other people. That those do exist, but they're far more rare. In most circumstances, what's happening is this person has also been traumatized or grew up in a terrible household, and they're replaying the patterns that they've seen too. They're just taking on, instead of the role of the victim, they're taking on the role of the villain. And in every drama situation, there's a hero, villain, and victim. And one of the things is we grow up in those drama situations, we learn to identify with one of those roles. Some people become the consummate victim. They feel like they're victimized in everything, whether it's real or not. Young people play the hero. They want to like rescue everybody, even though their life may be internal. What's that?
I mean, think about like the Batman series.
Oh yeah, sure.
All of the villains in the Batman series are actually mentally disabled.
Yeah,
people.
right. Yeah, sure.
They don't go to they go to Arkham Asylum. It's a mental facility prison.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, it's like a state-run hospital back in the 20s, you know. It's like this idea of they're all mentally disturbed, and none of them have like great backstories. But you look at like Batman. Batman's disturbed too.
Batman's from a traumatic too.
Yeah.
So you have the villains who were traumatized, like they become the abusers from their abuse, and then you have Batman who became the hero from his abuse.
Yes.
Or
Now,
his trauma, anyway.
Exactly. But the sad thing is that when you look at becoming the hero can be just as a dysfunctional role too, because you feel like there must always be a victim to be saved. And so you're trying to save everybody, but you're not taking care of yourself. Or sometimes you're pointing people out to be victims that aren't really victims just because you feel like you need to run in and save. So you enable people a lot of times. You make people helpless because you're always fighting their battles for them. And you're always looking for the situation where you need to rescue somebody. And then there's the people that just take on the consummate victim role. So we tend to take on these roles. They take on the villain role. There's a victim role. And so somewhere out there in all this drama is a hero. And it all just gets like muddled and messed up. That's why trying to get in the middle of these situations can be so hard. Because you try to get in the middle of it and all of a sudden, you know, you might think you're playing the right role. You're the hero. You're helping. But then they turn on you. Like, you're just trying to get me to give up everything. And I think you're like, I'm being told you're like trying to brainwash me and this isn't right. And you're the problem. You're not. You're trying to hurt me. You're trying to make things worse for me. And they'll turn on you like because they get scared or the abuser tells them to.
Yeah, right. The abuser tells them to. So regardless of whether the abuser actually has to tell them to, they still have the abuser's voice in their head that is telling them all the things that they know that their abuser is going to say.
Yeah.
And if they're already in the victim role, then you're just another person who's trying to make them a victim.
Yeah.
And it can come off like that.
And I want to make it very clear. There is no honor in playing any of these roles. It's not like, oh, you're better off being the victim or you're better off being the villain or better off being the hero.
It's better off without any drama.
Yeah, the drama is the problem, and it's not like you're more virtuous playing one role or the other. There's a problem with all of them when you're trying to play them as your primary role in life all the time. It's detrimental in any of those to play that all of the time. So if you need help, I don't care which role you're stuck in, I'm willing to help you. I've helped plenty of people that have been abusers. I've helped plenty of people that have been victims or both. And I've helped plenty of people that have hero complexes. And it's all about trying to use these same principles to help them break their cycles, helping them realize that the path they're on is not the only path, and trying to reprogram their mind to see that there are other options. So if you need that, that's where counseling really comes into play, that support system.